and reception of unsolicited parental advice. I'm Rich.
And I'm Josh.
Make sure your Walkman is at full battery because we're diving into our dad tapes.
What's going on, guys? Thanks for listening to tape number 23 of the dad tapes. Let's get rolling.
So tonight, bro, what are we drinking? What do you got in my hands here?
Tonight, which is very surprising, I was very surprised to even see this in the coolers this early, the first week of August. It's another K-May Brewing Company. Which,
bro, I'm telling you, man, you slap it on their knobs. Like, are you like, do you work for them? Are you like putting their product out there? Like, did I not know about this?
No.
You sure about that?
Yes.
Are they paying you to push this product?
No, but pushers, I wish.
Bro? Yeah.
I sure wish, bro.
I wish so too.
This needs to be a paid promotion. Damn.
Yeah, we need to be K-May brewers ourselves.
No, but tonight we are drinking a Marzen style lager. It's the Oktoberfest.
Not excited for this at all, bro. You know it's August, right? Yo, dumbass.
Pumpkin spice season.
Okay, go on.
It's a 5%.
Like he's an ox patch. Give me my PSL.
Spooky season. Spooky season. But anyway, it's a 5%, 5.8% alcohol by volume. Here we go.
Damn, I got fucking foam.
So did I.
What you do? Shake it up?
No.
You set me up, bro.
Oh, bro.
Oh, wow.
Oh, shit.
I was not prepared for this one.
Neither was I.
But this is tasty. This makes me want fall to be here. Where's my pumpkin spice latte? I am feeling the crunchy leaf season now, bro. Give me some like flannels, like some
cool crisp mornings.
Exactly, man.
Some apple picking and
warm apple cider,
pumpkins and donuts and
spooky ooky ghosts. Don't spit it out now, bro. You got to drink it.
Oh God, it's so good.
It is. It's actually a really good beer. I'm not a lot for the Marzen style lagers. This one's good.
So how's your week been?
Just enjoying the slow winding down of summer. You know, bro. You know how it goes. Like, excited for Dex to get back to. I know I said that last episode, but I am. Hey, man, he doesn't have much left. So now it's just like trying to create that like school routine without it being a school routine. Getting him into the gist of what morning's going to be like. Again, I know the kid wakes up at 5:30. There's no problem waking him up early. There's no problem of him lasting until 1 a.m. Without a nap. So no nap is fine.
Yeah, 1 a.m. watching Frozen on the couch with Addison.
Yeah, right? Oh, shit. But yeah, at the end of the day, bro, it's just another week, man. It's just another ordinary week. But enough about my stuff, bro. Your girl's around.
Yeah.
Right? How's it feeling?
It's good, man. Getting ready to go to an Eagles game.
There you go.
My first ever football game. I've never been to an actual live football game, so I'm really excited.
I'm excited for you to be there, man.
Yeah, so am I. I'm
tailgating.
Yeah, dude. That's the one thing we're hoping to definitely do is tailgate a little bit because I'm not trying to pay $15 for a damn beer.
Like, you gotta buy at least one, bro.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Being there,
not gonna lie, yeah.
But I'm gonna warn you right now, bro. Be careful because one turns into three pretty quickly.
I know.
So just be wary. Know where your night's gonna go.
Oh man. Nah, but I'm excited, man. Eagles game, tubing the next day, tubing on the river. So,
there you go.
Nice relaxing day. After
What river are you going down?
Winding River in Malacca.
I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds
nice,
like a
man.
wino river if you ask me.
It's nice, man. It's just chill on a tube, relax, float on the river, get fucked
Sounds
up.
like the lazy river.
It is.
It sounds like
that's
the
what it
lazy.
is. That's exactly what
you
it
mean
is.
this one in Wildwood?
No, not that one. No,
man.
no. I know this is Cedar Water, but it sure as hell is a lot cleaner than that fucking shit.
Oh god.
But nah, I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun.
They don't call it Dirty Jurors for nothing. Good grief.
Speaking of, being aware of having fun, are you aware what time it is?
Checking on my clock here. It's about 9:00.
No. You gotta be aware.
9:07. I get 9. Oh, it actually just changed to 9:08.
So you're not prepared either, then, are you?
Well, I'm always prepared, bro. I'm prepared for the unexpected. Always expect the unexpected, and I'm expecting the unexpected. I'm ready for Elon Musk to have his Starlink satellites turn into actually like ray guns. That's what I'm prepared for, bro. Why do you think we in my basement?
So you're aware of other certain situations, but you're not aware of being an aware dad?
I got plenty of supplies here for my kids, so I am an aware dad, okay?
Okay, good.
So tonight on our journey to be aware dads, we're going to be reading January 4th. Show them how to keep their cool. In 1952, Margaret Thatcher's father was driven out of office when a rival political party won a majority in the election. He was upset, kind of to see why. He was hurt, and he could have allowed those emotions to drive how he reacted, but the man didn't. Instead, he made a statement of incredible restraint and dignity. Quote, "It is now almost 9 years since I took up these robes in honor. And now I trust in honor they are laid down." He added later, "Although I have toppled over, I have fallen on my feet. My own feeling is that I was content to be in, and I am content to be out." We could say that what he was doing was showing his daughter how to lose with grace.
Yeah.
But it was much more than that. He was showing her that external circumstances don't define us, only how we respond to them. He was showing her how to bear adversity and how to never surrender your poise or self-control. These would all be lessons that Thatcher would use throughout her tumultuous life as a public servant, a prime minister, and a mother. Your kids will need them too. So show them. Show them by example, not just with words. Show them when you've been screwed over and it really hurts, that still your personal code of conduct matters more. Because it does. Because it will.
Basically, in a sense, it's telling you to be the bigger person.
Always.
With every situation.
Always. Because at least when you have kids, you need to teach them that that's just the high road to take. At the end of the day, you can go, what type of revenge or vengeful or spiteful act, what positive comes out of that? I mean, we all sit here and want our kids to do better in the world. We want our kids to do better than us. We just talked about it last episode.
Yeah.
We want them to be their own individuals, and even though they are us, to be us without the flaws.
Yeah.
Teach that self-control. It's so important.
We've all had someone tell us how we aren't doing this right as a parent. Or we aren't doing that right as a parent. However, the only people that are in the know for you and your family are just that, those in the know. Tonight we discuss how we as dads handle those unsolicited parenting tips.
It's now time for our data dump. In 2021, there was a study that analyzed the source and reception of unsolicited parental advice. One interesting finding from this study was that unwanted advice and negative mood varied by the receiving individual's life problems and their own parent-child relationship quality with their own parents. So if you have a crappy relationship or have had a crappy relationship with your parents, you're going to probably reject all of their advice, and whether it's solicited or unsolicited, clearly. Another study, of which was published in 2016, found that most unsolicited advice comes from those who have very close relational closeness. According to this study, approximately 70% of that unsolicited advice comes from those closest to you. That's a lot. I mean, I guess it's to be expected, but at the end of the day, it's like, piss off, you know? Additionally, that advice tended to come in the earlier stages of the child's life. And nobody wants to help you when you're having this like goblin of a 6-year-old, 7-year-old kid. You know what I'm saying? But everybody and their mother wants to give you some opinions or advice. You know, your baby should be wearing socks right now, or oh man, maybe your baby should be wearing a hat right now. And this, or you didn't swaddle the baby the right way. It should be a little bit more snug. Or you didn't swaddle the baby the right way. It should be a little bit looser.
And this is why we did the Be Prepared Dad book.
Exactly. So then you could say to those people, hey,
piss off.
I'm a prepared dad. According to a study published in 2016, parents who actually implement the advice in their routines are only seeking the advice, reaffirming the fact that unsolicited advice, unrelated to the accuracy or benefits in the advice, are nearly always ignored. So if you're the advice giver, just realize that most of the time, if they're not asking for it, it's not going to have any resounding effect, and you're not opening anybody's eyes. Sorry, but that's the truth. This leads to speculation that a parent who receives the unsolicited advice may arrive at the same result much later on their own doing, completely neglecting and most likely forgetting the previously given advice. We believe it's safe to say that keep your opinions or advice, in this case, to yourself. Again, at the end of the day, guess what? We all have opinions and we all have buttholes. But we don't go around showing our buttholes out, do we? So don't be giving out your opinions or advice. And that was our data dump. So if you do decide to go out there showing out your butthole, keep it clean. That's all. Please.
Bleach that bitch.
All right there, Kardashians. You got a story? You got a story about this? I want to hear a story that you have. So what? I'll ask. You know what? Sorry, I'm a steal the show here. Give me a story to where somebody provided you an opinion or an advice when you had Addie as a baby that it's infuriated you so much, and how you handled that rage. That heavy sigh makes me think you got a big story.
Well, it's kind of tough because me as a person, I'm open to suggestion.
Okay. If I tell you to poop standing up, are you going to take that suggestion?
Fuck no.
Okay.
But what I mean by open to suggestion is exactly that point. I'm open to hear you out. But okay. It doesn't mean I'm immediately going to go and do what you're saying.
Yeah.
For instance, you know, we were out, and this didn't happen with me. I had witnessed this with another family.
Okay.
And I felt really fucking bad for this family.
Bro, I can see where this is
because
going.
I mean I've been in their shoes a little bit, but I've never had anybody come up to me and say anything. But at the time, we were in Walmart. And Addie was young. Pretty sure she was under the age of 1.
Okay.
But there was another family that had a baby with them as well, and similar in age, and it would not stop crying.
Oh my god!
Just I'm talking ear piercing, screaming, yelling, all that.
That's tough.
It is.
We've all
it
been
really
there.
is. And you know there are a lot of people out there that do have the balls to go up to you and say, can you shut that baby up? Like,
bro.
And it's people like that piss me the fuck off, bro. Like,
yeah, I second that one.
Majority of those people don't have kids. because they wouldn't. I don't think they would ever be able to actually handle having kids.
No, clearly.
But these parents are doing the best that they can to do anything and everything to try and quiet and calm this baby down.
Yeah.
When at that time, there are so many different things going on that could be wrong that you don't know what it is.
Oh, yeah, you don't know what you're walking into.
She could have shit herself, get
she
gas,
diaper
hungry, rash,
exactly.
whatever.
Anything. Any and everything can set a baby off.
Yeah, exactly. And, that people have the balls to actually come up to parents and say, can you shut that baby up? Like, that's so fucking rude, bro.
That is so yes, it is obnoxious.
And
it irks me.
The reason I say this is because when it comes to that situation, I've been there myself. I know how it feels, and I give that family kudos as much as I can for the way they handle the situation, as well as them trying to deal with the situation without getting frustrated, without freaking out in the middle of the store.
Yeah.
If it gets to that extent, grab the baby, go outside.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I get it. But
you got to do what you got to do at the end of the day. The one thing I can say, I've personally, when Bridget and Declan were newborns, I was always trying to be very aware of our impact on other people's lives. And by that, I'm saying yes. Do I have a baby? Yes. Can I control what the baby does? No. I mean, to an extent, yeah. But at the end of the day, no. And if we're at the 5-minute mark to where a baby's just still crying, it's okay, let me get up, try to take him out, change the scenery, change the energy, change the vibe, and see if I can reintroduce them into that setting again. But the audacity, in my opinion, for people to go and again, that's just my approach. Everybody has their own approach. What works for me and Jill is what works for me and Jill. And
exactly.
That's fine. Whatever works for anybody else is what works for them, and that's what matters. But the audacity for any person who doesn't have a kid, that's audacious enough.
Yeah.
But the boldness of older people, and I'm calling you out, boomers. Fuck you guys. The boldness that some of these older generations have to where they've raised kids, have grandkids, and potentially even have great-grandkids, and have the balls to say that irks me when people just feel so entitled. And that's what it comes down to. It's a sense of entitlement, and it's their own ego that just kind of bleeds into that moment to where they feel so comfortable to say something.
Yeah, and I've been there too, where I've had people say, "Oh, I would have, whooped my kid's ass for doing something like that in public and blah blah blah."
Yeah,
it's not about you ain't got to handle it that way.
No,
bro.
just because that's what worked for you. Maybe that worked for you, but let's ask your children how that worked out.
Exactly.
Let's ask your children how that worked out. I can guarantee you it's a different story.
Dude, there are so many other ways to approach a situation. Nowadays, than just beating your fucking kids, bro. It ain't cool.
No, it's not. No, it's
kids
it's
get
not.
up and they want to they get older and they resent you, bro. Do you want that? No, I don't. I sure as hell don't fucking want that.
I ain't got no comment on that. It's at the end of the day, man. It's a parent's gonna do what they know best, or what they think is know best, or what they think they know is best for the child. But at the end of the day, when you allow what you think is best that worked for you and your children to bleed and project onto others, that's where I have to draw the line.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, just, I don't know. I've already said it. Keep your opinions to yourself.
Yeah.
I'm a parent. My parents are parents.
Yeah.
You're a parent.
My parents are parents.
It's not okay for somebody to just come up and say, oh, your baby's crying. Oh, have you tried this? Or what if you bounce it on your shoulder? No, I know my baby. Okay, yeah. I know my baby. Oh yeah. Let me just take your advice. Oh God, man. Have you ever found yourself? I know you said at least you were like a third party, like you were just observing a situation. What was like a moment for you where somebody just gave you, hey, you're doing this wrong? And how did you handle it from there?
I don't remember exact details, but I know that, like we've been sitting here talking about, opinions are your opinions.
Yeah, cover them up.
Yeah, keep them to your fucking self, bro.
Wear boxers.
But, I've had plenty of times where I've had to be like, do I care? Like,
yeah,
I don't give a shit about what you think is right. Like this is my child. I'm doing it the way that I'm doing it, and majority of it is the way I'm raising mine is how I was raised as a kid.
Yeah,
and look how I turned out. I mean, I might be a little fucking retarded, but
I was gonna say, yeah, you dumb as shit, bro. I'm joking. You ain't dumb as shit. You smart as fuck.
But anyway, I mean, like, every parent has these struggles, whether it's other parents telling you what to do, how to do things. It's all trial and tribulation, bro.
Dude, yeah.
From the very beginning, you don't know what the fuck you're doing at all. And thank God for this lovely thing called the internet. But
yeah,
it's like I said, it's all trial and tribulation. You have to figure all these things out on your own.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, it's nice to have. Like I said, I'm open to suggestion, especially when it comes from my parents. If my parents say, "Hey, like, have you tried this?" Oh, well, no, I haven't actually. Maybe that will work.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to have some stranger come up to me and be like, you should be doing this way. Like, no, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
I'm doing it the way I want to do.
Remember, bro, we can't do that because you know why? You have to keep your cool. What did we learn as being aware dads? Yes. Is it so becoming of us to want to curse out the dickhead that comes to us with unsolicited advice? But you need to keep that, even though it's a baby. If you have other kids, that 5-year-old Declan is going to be watching you. So you can't go and say to this person who wants to comment on Bridget's outfits, like, oh, is that a boy or a girl? I can't tell because of the clothing. It's like, well,
have you seen this day and age?
Her name is Bridget.
Yeah.
So her name is Bridget. So, you gotta keep that composure, man.
It's so
what did we learn at the beginning of this episode? Learn that composure. Self-composure.
And see, and that's kind of tough for me that is one thing I will say that it's tough because not having her all the time and keeping my composure when it comes to idiots. Bro, I deal with idiots on a regular. It's like, what the fuck? You're a I'm talking through my teeth.
I know, man.
But it's that's tough. But I mean, I personally, I don't think I've ever actually really come into many situations where I've had somebody try and tell me what to do or tell me how to do things.
I've been into a couple situations like that. And honestly, the one that really bothered me the most was when an individual decided to put their opinion onto my wife and how so both of our children were bottle fed.
Oh.
They were
So
breastfed. Dex had Jill pumped for a bit, and Bridget latched. Dex had some issues latching, and Bridget latched,
and that's fine.
Yeah, exactly. And then from there, we got her. Because we knew bottle was going to be the end goal for her, so it just turned into pumping. But ultimately, when there was an individual who gave their opinion and their standpoint on bottle feeding a baby or using formula in particular, and it's moments like that for me as a dad not only am I not able to provide, like a woman or like a mother for my child in that aspect, but with formula, it gives me the opportunity to have those moments of bonding time with my child.
Yeah.
But then to attack a woman for the choices that they made, that was one of the very few times that I felt myself filled with rage over something somebody said.
Yeah.
It's not only are you attacking, our family, you're attacking my wife, making her feel as if she's a bad mother.
Yeah.
You're attacking in my own maybe insecurities, but me as a dad of like, in your eyes, not holding my wife to a standard. Like, and I will say I kept my composure.
And you see, that's the other thing when it comes down to that aspect too, is that when people go and they do those things and say those things and just jump into conversations without knowing any context.
Yeah.
You don't know if there could be something wrong with that kid.
Oh, absolutely.
That kid could have could be lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
They may not be able to actually have breast milk.
Yeah.
They could get sick, covered in hives, whatever, And these people just think that they could just jump into situations and give you their opinion and be like, no, you got to do it this way. It's better for the baby. Okay, well, when, go ahead and give my daughter a bottle that's actual breast milk and you watch her break out into hives and risk her life, are you going to jump in and save her? No, you're not going to.
No,
because, you're just that person that just don't give a shit.
You have an opinion and you felt so
obliged to.
You felt like you were giving me a gift. And quite honestly, it was a gift, but it was a gift of crap because it didn't. What does it help? What does it help? What does it do for anybody besides yourself of having that satisfaction and gratification? It's a very selfish thing when people share their opinions in that way.
Yeah.
It's one thing to have that opinion sought out. If we as dads are seeking out another dad's opinion on something,
like, hey, I need help, or
exactly,
yeah,
or like I'm actually a part of some dad groups, and a dad was asking about how to deal with a transition, and I can't remember the exact. It was a big transition. How to deal with that transition and that in that phase, it was really tough. And I offered some insight just because I have that experience, and it was somebody asking for advice. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to go and just, if I see somebody crying with a baby, I'm not going to go and put myself into that position because I don't know enough information to put myself there.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to. People think they know enough and they know it all. I know you haven't been a part of it. You have at least have one story. In the story of at least your observation, just out of curiosity for my own knowledge, what generation would you kind of clump that person into?
Definitely boomers and Gen X, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you see, that's the other thing too. It's one thing to say, like, say you're in a situation, you're in a store, you're overwhelmed, baby's crying. It's one thing for someone to come up and say, "Is everything okay?
Yeah,
like, are you all right?
Yeah,
is there
help?
Is there anything I
rather
can do?"
than an opinion?
Then instead of inserting yourself into the situation,
exactly,
and that's a lot of
dictating what the other person should do.
Yes. Now, you see, and that's a lot of things people don't realize is, like, they think they're helping by just inserting themselves.
Yeah.
But they're just being pricks.
What stopped you from going over to that couple that you observed? And I know I'm focusing on that, but that's just the story that you brought to the table. What stopped you from going over there and saying to that individual who just inserted themselves into the situation, what stopped you from saying, hey, look, you don't know their story?
I don't want to be that person inserting myself into someone else's situation. I know
Fair
that
point.
Yes, it's a very uncomfortable situation, and they probably may or would have appreciated that, hey, why don't you leave them alone thing. But at the same time, they are a parent, I know that they're going through a shitty situation at that moment, but they need to learn how to handle it as well.
Mm-hmm. I get that.
You know,
it's a growing obstacle. One question, actually, I do you think in your relationship, in the depths of your relationship with your ex-wife, do you feel who do you think felt more opinions, forced on or inserted on than the other?
I definitely want to say her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the only reason I to interrupt you, the only reason I ask is because I know as the primary caregiver for my kids, not only do I hear those opinions myself, I hear those opinions of like, you're the stay-at-home parent? It's like there's an opinion, laced into that. So it's funny that you mentioned, and when you're overwhelmed, that's when you kind of the patience aspect, and that's absolutely true. And it always seems when we as dads or parents in general, when we're in those moments, that's when we always get this freaking unsolicited advice, like we don't need that then. No, that's not what we need. So I know at least it's that way for me, and I'm sure you can attest to that. The few times you've gotten it, it's been that way too.
Yeah.
It's always, as you observed, in those overwhelming moments. So we want to provide you a few options for those. Where can we start with those options?
So there's a list of options here that you can rely on, I guess you could say. Listen first. There may be something useful you can actually take away from that.
That's a good point.
If not, so be it.
Yeah.
Brush it off. Disregard. If you feel there is no convincing the advice giver to stop, just nod and smile.
Just nod. Yeah, I'm good at that. Yeah.
Nod and smile.
Yeah, right?
Nod and smile. You're number one.
Number one advice giver.
Agree. Even if it's one piece of info you agree with, just agree and move on. Get away from it.
I like that one.
Pick your battles. Self-explanatory.
Yeah.
If
it's worth fighting, fight it. If it's not, move on.
Leave it.
Yeah.
Steer clear of the topic. If you are around a known advice giver, just steer clear of things you may vent about and give the wrong impression over.
I've had to do that before. I've had to insert myself to just completely, absolutely change the topic because I found myself in situations like that, and it does work. It does work.
Educate yourself and the other person. Educate yourself first, then provide that education back. Quote a doctor.
If you quote a doctor, who's going to be able to argue that? You can make up a doctor. You can't. Nobody's going to walk away from that. Who's going to challenge you on that?
Be vague.
That's simple enough. Yeah, we are all good at being vague, so just ghost poop them.
Create a generic response.
That's my go-to.
This may not be how you do things, but it's how we prefer to do things.
That's right, man. You got to put them in their place. And then a generic response works.
And that's, and that's a polite way of just saying, go fuck yourself.
But if you say go fuck yourself, you're going to find yourself in a situation. What you got for us tonight, bro?
The first one, Frozen by Anonymous. In December of 2022. Today, I found out my 15-year-old daughter is sexually active.
Gosh.
I found out by finding her in our bedroom with a boy from her class using one of our condoms.
Nice.
Her dad hasn't spoken or moved from the kitchen table in over 30 minutes. I think he's so mad his brain glitched and got stuck.
Good grief.
Next one. It's by PCJ Jacket. In 2014, Los Angeles. Today, I had sex with my girlfriend while my parents...
I just had sex.
While my parents were out. After they got home, my dog brought out our used condom.
What the dog doing?
God, man.
And the last one is by A Little Personal in the United States in 2012. Today, my mom decided to suddenly bring up her desire for grandchildren. You really need a girlfriend. I'm surprised you don't have a crippling case of carpal tunnel now.
You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/thedadtapes. Find us on Instagram at the Dad Tapes Podcast. We're on X. Not like XFL, not like,
XXX.
Okay, there you go again, bro. We're just on the X at the Dad Tapes, and we're on TikTok at Dad Tapes Podcast. But just please be sure to like, subscribe, share, leave a review, comment, anything you need to do, and show us that love wherever you listen to podcasts, wherever you find us, whatever. We're here. Just show us that love. It helps us. It helps us out.
Yo, next time you go to rewind a tape, use a drill. It'll take faster.
There you go.
Put the drill in the tape. Hit that little button, bro. Nice and easy.
You sound too familiar with that. I'm not going to ask you. We've been doing that drill. Before you answer anything, I'm checking out. I'm clocking. I'm punching the clock. I'm done. Peace, guys.
Have a good week.
What do you do with that drill?